It's not this, is it?
Take that!
Nope.
Take that!
I don't have a fucking clue. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to the KB Security, 1 AM, October 12th, and bring $50,000. If you don't, I'll take the red diamond you received the other day instead.
Take that!
Oh.
Take that! Take that! Take that!
There we go. Take a good look at the newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Amun, the stolen jewel.
What about it?
The problem is the jewel's colour. Oh! Oh, I see where they're going with this. Colour? I'm not much for discussing colour myself. According to the clipping, the colour of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take the red diamond you received the other day.
Red?
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Amun that Master Mass stole at all.
Objection!
And your point is, Mr. Trite? You're trying to say this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? Is that what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, is that what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing.
Take that!
Naturally, it was you, Detective Acme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You've been personally involved in every single Master Mask case, and in the last case you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That's the diamond referred to in the letter, which means Kane Bullard wrote the letter in order to blackmail you.
Order! Order in the court! Order, I say!
It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Uh-oh, I don't like the way he said that.
Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real?
Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world.
Yes, it certainly does.
Kane Bullard threatened to name Luke Acme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to be kept a secret. So just what was that identity? Acme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted kept secret? That's what it all comes down to, Nick. The identity he wanted to keep so secret. It's as a blackmailer, right? Luke Acme was a blackmailer. Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Acme. Are you saying that Acme was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit, it does sound a little odd. It's not odd, it's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Acme, but Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yeah, a few days after the Tears of Amen heist. After that I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. Detailed plans? In which case, would that mean that Rhonda Light was actually Master Mask?
That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Light steal the targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Acme. Silence! Now I see, it's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... You say that I, Luke Acme, was blackmailing Rhonda Light? In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mask. Well, yes. Rhonda Light started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Acme know that Rhonda Light was Master Mask? It's gotta be the newspaper, right? Gotta be. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the centre of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Rhonda Light in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid in a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. With tricks like that, you couldn't fool the baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Acme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Master Mask was truly Rhonda Light.
Wasn't he supposed to be Master Mask? No, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it, he was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself off as an ace detective. Why, you? How dare you expose me like that? Why? I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That's your true identity. Why, you? How dare you? I'm not even gonna fucking try with that. It's enough to make one laugh.
It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Acme.
Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Acme. The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
You really don't get much more on your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What do you... It's true you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder.
That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr.
But... there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB security, I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No. No way!
Order! Order in the court! Well, Mr. Wright?
This is it. Final round. I've got to prove that Acme was at Mr. Bullard's office that night. But can you really prove that?
It's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer.
That night, Luke Acme was at KB security, and the defence... Doesn't this prove it? I think. The defence can prove it with evidence.
Are you sure? Don't you worry, I'll watch over you as you break down and fall to pieces. Very well, then let's see this proof. Prove that Luke Atme was at KB security that night.
Take that!
This is the proof.
It's true, that is very important. However, I'm not so foolish as to think it'll pass for evidence here. Mr. Trite, it's time you learn the true flavour of life.
Ah.
The flavour of my special Gordo blend number 49. Well, Mr. Wright?
It's bitter. Very bitter. Come on, Nick, don't give up now. What happens if I say I can't prove it? I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But if we were to hear more of Detective Atmy's testimony...
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony, that's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atmy is here after we interrupted his own trial, and you failed to prove he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Mask the Mask.
No.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Wonderlights will verify he's the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order in the court! There's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this at this rate. One is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and... By then it'll be too late. Huh? Why?
Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law.
Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. That's a fundamental rule of all courts.
How?
It applies to this witness just as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Atmy will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Master Mask, which means he'll be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullitt is concerned.
No way.
The fact you're unable to prove Mr. Atmy's guilt of the crime here means he will never again be tried as Kane Bullitt's murderer. What?
Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atmy, will go free.
You've cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atmy.
Objection!
I think I see it. Your Honour, when you were a child, this was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you...
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way. Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honour, just now you said something very interesting. You've cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honour, you're forgetting something. Earlier after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Yes, but those comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we the defence assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godo? Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything for me, Luke...
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godo, why you...
Very well then, Mr. Luke at me. I'm going to allow the defence to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defence would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our last chance.
Yes, Chief.
Indeed, it's true I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. And I'd known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brief deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Rhonda Light. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer which only sounded once. The button had no fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Light was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim line just mistook the colour of the jewel. Zavari. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
How do you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me. I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I don't allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honour.
We cannot postpone Luke Acme's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec, just one chance?
Ha! Seems the party's about to begin.
Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem... What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you'll lose, that's all there is to it.
Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial.
I have to find a fatal contradiction in his testimony. I need to point out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. You only get one chance.
Very well then, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination.
Not at Lordly Taylor, correct. Another vitally important job request. That's a lie, but I'd known the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. Deduction was informed that the true culprit was Ron Delight. Thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was clear he was there. The buzzer sounded once. The button did not have fingerprints. The victim would have left prints of his sounder, which means the killer sounded it. Delight was wearing his costume, which left no prints. The blackmail letter, the victim might have mistook the colour of the jewel. But you were also wearing gloves, Mr. Acme. Mr. Acme, about this last remark. Oh, fuck off.
You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
What?
I said this before. There's still one thing you haven't proven. The scum was in Kane Bullard's office that night. And now, it's time for me to drink my last cup. Mr. Wright, I will hold you to your end of the bargain.
Fuck's sake.
Objection!
Oh my god, it won't even let me fucking load. I have to go through the whole fucking routine every time. Doubt that. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Objection!
Ah! You could have only known he was wearing the outfit if you were there. There we go. About this last remark.
You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godo.
What?
Mr. Acme, it seems you finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Acme? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. Is this correct?
Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
What? Whatever you mean.
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime?
That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I just never had a chance to mention it up until now.
That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Acme? There's no way you should have known about that. You're in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how do you know about this piece of information?
Well,
Come on, the detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand.
And it's those chances I want to discuss next.
That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his damask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Acme to have found that out.
Only one? One way, you say?
Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Acme.
It's with that statement that I will turn this case on its head.
Just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible.
Detective Acme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That's the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rhyme or word in my genius, I was forced to create one myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
That's the same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Acme, who in turn was blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Acme tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan, to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me. Oh, I didn't realise you were there.
Why wouldn't he be?
About the verdict. I know, you never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Master Mask. So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right?
Oh, you sneaky bugger! You can't go to jail now because of double jeopardy rule, right?
What was it you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless.
Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for the same crime once he's found innocent. Then Master Mask is really innocent? It would seem so, for now. For now.
Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty. Boy, that's really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. See, the thing is, I'm still Master Mask after all. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. On the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Crane Channeling School? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Mia. Ah, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore if I know all this has happened. Come on, just be happy already. Maya, you've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Boo. But in exchange, I lost everything. What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she'd leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Mask? Yeah, but it's all over now. The broken bowl can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. I can. I kinda wish you'd check with me first. Mrs. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together.
Take that!
The sacred urn? Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Oh, there you are. Miss Delight. You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you quit KB Security. I never imagined you were really Master Mask either. Mr. Light, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Huh? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi. Desiree, you really love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy. Yes. I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Ooh, I can feel my face going red. Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya! Congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you, with another man's wife in front of Mr. Meyer? I'll never forgive you, never ever.
So just as the case came to a close, so did my consciousness. Ow. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together, but I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Ah. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. Recipe for turnabout.